what it says. It says, those who had been scattered preached the word of God wherever they went. Those who had been scattered preached the word of God wherever they went. Let me tell you what they could have done. Listen to me now, because some of us would have been in this category. They're being persecuted. They're being hunted down like wild animals. But instead of whining, instead of complaining, instead of saying, God, I can't take this. Lord, it ain't even worth this. I quit. I can't do this anymore. It says they preached the word wherever they went. They saw it as an opportunity, because what they had to do, they had to redefine their situation. So instead of looking at it as something to do them in, they looked at it as an opportunity to make Jesus Christ known wherever they are. And saints, if we're going to handle the difficult season, we have to learn how to redefine our season. Point and tell somebody and tell them, redefine your season. When it gets difficult, stop looking at it as something to do you in. Stop looking at it as something that you cannot do. Stop looking at it as something that you cannot take. Saints, redefine your season and say, this difficult season is going to be my opportunity to make something happen. Because see, saints, let me tell you, it's an opportunity for us to apply all of those things we've been reading about, we've been learning about. Even in the difficult season, it's an opportunity for you and I to apply the lessons that we learn. Stop defining yourself by the difficulty and define your season by the possibility of what God says is able to happen. Stop letting other folk define your season. Stop listening to people who really don't want to invest in you, and some of them actually want to see you suffer, because let me tell you, what the devil meant for your evil, God will turn that thing around and use it for your good. Is there anybody in who has ever seen God take what was meant to destroy you and use that very thing that they thought was going to propel you to somewhere that you couldn't even imagine? But you got to redefine your season. Tell somebody again. Tell two people, redefine your season. Tell somebody else, redefine your season. I know the money is tight, but this is still my season. In fact, it was our theme a couple of years ago. This is my season of grace and favor. I don't care what it looks like. It's my season, because I'm going to redefine it. And saints, let me tell you something. The more I read and learn about Oprah Winfrey, the more I gain a greater appreciation. I did not know until recently that during her time in Baltimore, she was demoted from the news to being the talk show host, because they said she got too emotionally involved in the news stories. She got demoted from the news to the talk show. Had she looked at it as something to make her suffer, she would have never become who she is now, because she got demoted to the talk show and made so much money off of being a talk show host that she is now a billionaire. Because let me tell you something, sometimes you do have to get demoted to get your divine promotion. Don't look at every demotion as something to take you under. Sometimes the demotion is God's opportunity to promote you to somewhere you never thought you'd get to. And saints of God, every now and again we need a demotion so that we can really see our ability, our potential. And don't you let anybody tell you that your demotion is permanent. Anybody ever got demoted and then 2 years later you got to a position that was 3 times higher than where you were before? Let me tell you something. When God blows on your demotion, That's why when you hear Psalm 23, when it says, he'll prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. What they're saying is God can promote me. God can do whatever he wants to. It doesn't matter who's coming against me, because the truth be told, greater is he that's in me than he that is in the world. Stop letting folk tell you that your setback is permanent. Sometimes you got a setback to sit down so God can do what he wants to